and welcome to It Up Podcast.
I'm Penelope.
We're a mother-daughter duo, empowering the overweight to overcome. Because we are, literally every day, in every way.
In every step.
Yeah, stepping it up. So today, we've been chatting this week about success. Like, what does it really mean to be successful? There are a lot of people in our family that have like extreme wealth, and there are a lot of people in our family that don't have extreme wealth. And so we've been able to see like both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And so we've been talking about like what it actually means to be successful for ourselves, but also like in the world. And so what do you have to say about success?
Oh, what do I have to say about success? Well, I think success means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Mm-hmm. And I would say that just growing up, I think the word success has been used in a lot of different ways because of our family and because of school. School also teaches you that success looks a certain way, is a certain way, and if you don't follow these exact steps to get there, then you are basically a failure and you will make it nowhere in society.
Right, so like if you don't get the A, if you don't like make the team, if you're not popular, like those kinds of things, right?
If you don't make the cut.
Yeah, it was the same for me growing up.
You're basically a failure and work harder, do more, and that's it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And that's tough, right? But that's life. Mm-hmm. I think there are good aspects of learning those things because it's very cutthroat. You really learn how to navigate the world because people really do function that way. But I also think for me especially, like there was no talks about, if you want to do something outside of, going to the college for working a 9 to 5, like there was no speeches or talks or counselors that were like, how do you want to impact the world? What changes do you want to make in your life? And how do you want to, live your life? And what impacts do you want to make? And
like why are you here? Like what is your purpose? Like what are you good at? Not so much like math or science or English, but like why are you here? Like what's unique about you?
Exactly. What's unique about you? So no one was having those conversations, and I actually had to learn it on my own. Like I had to teach myself to think that way, which is really interesting because you'd think like, oh, school should teach you that because that's what school's for, teaching you things.
No, but like the family teaches you that, church teaches you that, or, whatever, your community teaches you that, because you have value outside of like making a grade.
Correct.
I think it's like one worldview versus another worldview, like getting the car, getting the house, getting the job. Whereas at your age, or a little earlier, your teenage years, it was about getting the grade maybe. But really success is, in that world of like materialism and the next best thing, it's kind of like stressful. Mm-hmm. And it feels empty. And I'm not saying that I don't strive for those things, because I do. I do want things. I'm human, right? But it's not like, as the older I get, success is taking on a different definition for me. Mm. I mean, it's like, I could have all those things, and I've seen really a lot of people close to me have those things, and they weren't happy, and they weren't healthy. They were like maybe struggling with diabetes type 2 or even type 1, or maybe they had cancer or heart disease, or they had all these other issues and they actually couldn't really enjoy all the success because I'm not sure that's really even success.
Yeah, like what is success? What does it really even mean to people anymore?
I think it's in your heart.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a real deep honesty about like what makes you happy. And I think that is confusing for a lot of people. Because if you don't want what society wants, which equals in the side of the equation success, then you've got an issue on your hands. You're at odds with yourself.
Yeah, and there's also like this glamorized view nowadays of like what success is. And there's there's not anything else outside of that like isn't success to people.
Like likes. And
likes followers, and views, like that's like one version of success, and like there's like the Lamborghini, like like Lux life, and that's success to some people, and some people success is like living in the mountains, you know. But everyone has a different definition. But there's like a certain stigmas,
a formulation, like the Kardashians, right?
Exactly. Like everyone wants like that life, and I mean, and not everyone, but a lot of people, and like that's the definition of success. But like when you die, you are left with nothing.
Right. It's like no one ever said, like when they had a near-death experience, they came back and they were like, oh, I need to work harder. No one ever said that.
Right.
They were like, oh, I wish I'd spent more time at the office. They were more like, oh, I wish I'd spent more time with my family. Mm-hmm. I wish I'd helped more people. Because that true joy and satisfaction comes from really expressing your purpose and living this full life. And I think that there's this, exchange when you have like a materialistic worldview versus like, you could call it a spiritual worldview or maybe a holistic worldview, or I don't know what we would call it.
I think higher power is probably the best word to use.
And yeah, everyone has a different association with that. Some people associate nature. Some people associate a religion. Some people associate, I don't know.
A lot of things.
God, you could be Hindu. It doesn't, like so many different things. But that there's this higher meaning and higher value that is worthy because it's this deep, deep, deep satisfaction in our hearts.
Yeah.
And that's really what success is.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, I can't take my bank account with me to my grave.
Or my house, or your car, or your clothes.
Yeah, like there's some people who say, I'm just going to spend it all. I'm not going to leave anything for anyone. That's another idea.
Then you're not leaving, anything for your family.
I know. I'm not saying that's the way to go. I'm just saying that, like, I think it's important to leave a legacy. A legacy not only of what you can contribute to the world, like financially, if that's possible, but also like a legacy of your work. Like why you're here. What are you here to do? What's unique about you?
Exactly. And like you just like hit it on the head. Like that's exactly how I feel. And I completely agree with you. Because like if you're not making an impact on the world or changing the world in a positive way or helping solve these serious problems that we see every day, then like what are you doing? Because that's why we're on this earth. Like every person that was planted on this earth, is planted here for a reason and for a larger purpose than we can even see ourselves. And if there's no action being taken with this life that we are so lucky to have on this planet, then how are we supposed to make impact? I don't know. I
mean, if everybody did something either with their free time or with their work that contributed to the betterment of humankind and humanity, I mean, the world would look a lot different than it does.
It's true. And exactly.
And it would be an incredible challenge, so to say. Well, I think a lot of people listening might be like, well, I don't know why I'm here. I don't really know what's unique about me. And I can't afford to think like that. And I know a lot of you listening might be thinking that, but I think that if you listen really closely, deep down inside, there is this little voice calling out to you, asking you to make that contribution. And it can be like to your neighbor, right? Or it could be to like a community that you love. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be what you do for monetary gain, for money, but it also could be, right? I mean, I don't have the answers for you, but I do know that the thing that you love and that you're really good at is oftentimes that exact thing that you're perfectly positioned effortlessly to contribute.
Yeah.
So you might love, I don't know, painting, or you might love cooking. That's me. You might love
real estate.
That's
me.
Yeah, but there's nothing really outside of being your mom that I love more than helping people. And it's funny because like a lot of people are like, oh, success for me is weight loss. And I have to say, after helping like thousands of people over the last 27 years, it's the side effect. It's not the main thing. At the end of the day, the weight loss just kind of comes. That the success is really the freedom in your heart. And feeling happy and comfortable in your skin.
So that you can focus on making bigger impacts in the world and in yourself and spiritually.
Yeah. And that's why the Step It Up program really is like a lifelong skill that you develop and that you can take with you everywhere and share with others as well. Because when you, at the end of the day, when you die, like you want to have had fulfillment and happiness, not like shame and grief and struggle and strife.
And you don't want to have any regrets either. Like you don't want to live life with regrets.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't eat that. I wish I didn't go there. I wish I didn't wear that. I wish I didn't look like that. Like you don't want to live like that.
Yeah.
That's misery right there.
That is misery. And that's no way to live life. I don't think that we're meant to live like that.
We're not. We're not.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear what you think about this.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big topic.
Huge topic.
It's like a life-changing topic.
It really is.
But I think those are things we think about, we talk about. And we're like, okay, well, we should talk about this with you, too.
Yeah.
So we'd love to hear what your comments are, whether you agree or disagree. We'd love to be in dialogue with you about what your purpose is, how you found it, and what you're doing with it. Not that there's any right or wrong or judgment at all, just really curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let us know what you want to hear more of.
Yeah, and we'd love to hear from you if you want to just drop your email address in the comments below. We would love to be in touch with you and have you learn more about the Step It Up program that's launching this summer.
Yes.